Hi, No Code Ops. Phil here, and I'm joined today by Blake, who is a senior product marketing manager at Process Street. Blake, welcome to the show.
Hey, Phil. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. Process Street has been just a story I've been following for quite some time. Y'all have gone really far on not only the process side of things, but the automation side of things. And I think for years in the operational world, I was always looking for something that could not only house documentation in one place, but also give actionable steps through it. So that way people didn't just have to read the documentation, they could actually work their way through documentation. So I'd love if you could give us a bit of background on Process Street and the journey so far.
Yeah, for sure. Process Street is a modern process management platform for teams. We sort of started several years back kind of in the sort of simple collaborative checklist space and have grown from there. And now we have tons of teams all over the globe using us for all sorts of processes, helping them kind of capture and run any of the repeatable work that they need to do. Like you said, the product really helps you capture and document the knowledge powering your repeatable work. Then with our no-code editing tools, you're able to design that knowledge into a process workflow, run instances of that workflow every time that particular process needs to be done. We've got a ton of great collaboration features, so you can collaborate with multiple people, both inside and outside your organization. We've got deep two-way integrations really across the whole work software ecosystem, so you can integrate with the tools you're already using, push and pull data from those tools. People can even complete Process Street tasks right from within tools like Slack, where they're already spending their time.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then, we really specialize in making processes great for those human in the loop workflows, we like to call them. So just making sure that the humans on your team doing work know exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And then also that they're only doing the work that's absolutely necessary for humans to do. We believe you can and should automate everything else, and we provide the tools for that too.
Incredible. And I want to put a pin in one of the words you mentioned a few times there is repeatable, because I think repeatable is the big difference between Process Street, which is like a process, like a platform for running process, versus like, say, an Asana or a ClickUp. It's really for managing projects, right? So
yeah.
Can you go into that for a bit, like the difference between project management and process management?
Yeah, that's certainly a big topic and question for us, and a big part really of why knowledge and documentation is such a native part of the product experience. We sort of think of it as process is something the organization already knows how to do. So you've got this sort of backed by some set of knowledge, but like, okay, here's how we go off and, here's how we close a new deal or onboard a new customer or welcome a new employee or do this compliance regulation check. Like, we kind of have the set of knowledge for that. And then, we just need to kind of key in exactly how we do it and make sure we're doing it, the right way consistently every time. A good example of this is like, you can think of a lot of times something will start as a project. A project is more like casting off into the unknown, maybe figuring something out, designing something for the first time. An example I like is like, say, Uber starts in San Francisco the first time they decide to go into a new market. That's kind of like a big project. Like, they don't know how to do it. They've never done it before. There's all these unknowns that they're casting off into that they'll figure out. So that's sort of like a traditional project. Now, when Uber wants to enter a new market, I'm sure it's very much a process where it's like, we've done it 1,000 times. We've got sort of this documented playbook on how we would do that, the steps we need to take in the right order. And it's more on like executing a process. So that's kind of how the two work. One turns to the other.
You're bringing me back to my Compass days where we launched new markets with playbooks. So I love it. So cool. Amazing. So Blake, what I'd love to do is just hop into the aha moment demo and just I'd love to just go right into the product and for you to show the No Code Ops community what an ideal moment would be for a user, like an ideal situation that a user would be in within the product where they would experience an aha moment that would make Process Street really stand out to them.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. I'll share my screen here.
Amazing. And great.
You see me?
Yep.
So this is we're sort of in the workflow view mode, but this is a workflow I've put together for, like I said, a really common use case for our customers is like client onboarding. So say you have a business and every time you get a new customer, you want to be sure someone on your customer success team is able to reach out in a really consistent way, go through a certain amount of steps to make sure that new customer is successful. And you want to do that, with sort of consistency over time, but also you want to be able to like iterate on that over time. Like it's one thing to have a process. Processes really shine when you're able to like learn from them and improve them and strengthen them over time. So that's why every process in Process Street sort of has like a sort of blueprint, if you will, as the workflow. So here we're just looking at this workflow, and I'll go ahead and run this.
Cool. So the workflow is like the template, and then the run is the instance of that workflow, correct?
Exactly. Yep. So then every time you run the workflow, every time you do a workflow run, which is a new instance, you're kind of making a copy off that master template being the workflow. And then you can update that workflow over time, and then future iterations will reflect the new workflow. Yep.
Also, congrats on onboarding Tesla here.
Yeah, they're pumped about it. So let's see how this goes.
Great.
So you can see we have all our steps here. I've keyed in some due dates. So this is set to be due one day after these first two steps are set to be due one day after the workflow starts. The run is kicked off, so we can be sure that we're getting the outreach happening in a timely fashion. So I'm just going to go and key in the customer's name, and I'll put my like.t plus Tesla. I don't think I've used that before. Process.st. Beautiful. So this is first going to start with some basic information here about the customer. We just shipped a new native integration with a bunch of cool products, one of them being Salesforce. You could actually, if you had a Salesforce instance integrated right here, you could have this populated automatically.
Love it. So if a client hits like a certain stage, or you have a quick action drop down within Salesforce, boom, you can send it over to here, all the information.
So the minute this goes to closed one in Salesforce, this new workflow run kicks off, is assigned to the customer success team. This information is automatically populated.
Love it.
But for now, we'll just pipe that in manually. And so the second step, we can see this is also due tomorrow, so better get to it. Let's set up a call with Tesla. So you can see we've already got some dynamic stuff happening here. In this, I'll just grab my Calendly. If anyone sees this and wants to book some time with me, they may. I don't know if this is the best way to do it.
Quick plug for Calendly's Chrome extension, Blake. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. See, I'm not booking as many meetings as I should. Now that my URL's on this video, I'm sure people will just be throwing time on my calendar.
Do it.
Go for it. Go for it. So you can see I piped that right here. Yep, that's working. And automatically when I put that in here, it dynamically populated into this email template, along with some other information. It's got my name, it's got their email address.
And I'm assuming you can require certain things before, like being able to push send or complete or anything like that. So it's just not sending like a blank parameter.
Exactly. Yep. And you'll see on the left side of all these tasks, this little hand mark demarcates that these are all stop tasks. So you can turn these on and off as the workflow builder task, but is basically enforces order. So you could say, I don't want, the way I have this is no task can get completed before the one before it is.
Great.
Yep. So I can go ahead and send that, and that's going to send over. It's going to populate a little Gmail window, and I can email that to the customer, and they'll be able to get that and get some time on my calendar. I can complete this task. I can host my first onboarding call and type in notes on how that call went.
Yep.
I can complete this. We have another integration we just shipped was Google Sheets. So we could have that info from my call notes. If we have a spreadsheet somewhere where we like to keep call notes, we could pipe that over automatically when that happens. Or we could integrate back with our Salesforce opportunity even. We could put those call notes back in
so you can send data back. Awesome.
Back in with Salesforce. Yep, for sure.
And are those native integrations, or are you guys primarily relying on Zapier for that type of stuff?
Those that I'm mentioning now are native integrations. So we just shipped our sort of first batch of native integrations with Salesforce, Google Sheets, as well as DocuSign, which you see right here, Slack, and Jira.
Cool.
So if you or folks out there have ideas, we're definitely soliciting feedback all we can get on what we should build next, because that's just the start. We want to do more native integrations.
Right.
And like you mentioned, we have Zapier available as well. So anything on Zapier is there too.
Fun, quick DocuSign question.
Yeah.
Challenge question. Here we go. Okay. So if someone selects certain items, right, within Process Street, can you dynamically create like an envelope of contracts within DocuSign?
Yes. So I forget the like vernacular for this they use in DocuSign, but basically like fields in a DocuSign contract, your contract template, I believe they call it. So that's what I have here is I have a contract template with some blank fields, and then I've set up this integration with DocuSign here in Process Street, where the fields in this workflow map to those fields.
You can automatically fill them out as like from fields to fields, so field mapping. So that makes sense. But I'm saying let's say you have like 3 or 4 different templates, right? Or let's say you have like even 10 different templates, right? So 10 different templates, and 2 of them have to go to each person, right? Can you automatically put them together in different envelopes?
Yeah, definitely. I guess you could have that as like multiple different steps here that sort of fire automatically and just run in the background.
Love it.
And that kind of brings me to another feature that is really popular here, which is conditional logic, where you can key in different actions, and you can have different tasks surface, different actions happen or not happen based on what's happening in another task.
Great.
Yep. So we will just completing this is going to kick off an approval, and that's going to, once my manager here, Ellie in this case, is assigned to this automatically, I'll go ahead and approve that as her because I've got the permission to do that. But typically she would see this in her Process Street inbox, or like I mentioned, more likely now in Slack or right in her email.
Cool.
And could do an approval.
And she can approve it right from email or Slack, I'm assuming?
Yep, right there.
Great.
And then can just see that, we can key in the right information to show her. She can review the whole contract or just review the data that we sent to the contract template. And then this quick demo of conditional logic. Let's say we get to the end here and we say that onboarding is, I believe, stalled. That is going to showcase another, that's basically going to loop us back to setting up another onboarding call. And we're back here to reach out again.
Great. So not only can you collect data along the way, but like should things change based on like those predefined paths, you can update the run itself and collect either new data or take new actions.
Yep. And I should call out too, something we really excited about this. I think there's a ton of potential with it. Something we just added with that batch of new integrations that I mentioned is new ways to integrate Process Street workflows and tasks with other workflows and tasks. So you can have kind of actions and triggers between different workflows. You can kick off a new workflow run based on a task being completed in one. You can kick off, you you can kick off a new workflow run or new task based on an entire workflow being completed. So now you can kind of like string together these like mega processes or with, you know, different workflows being completed across triggering new ones and stuff like that.
Amazing. Well, and I think you're still on screen share. I don't know if you can kill it on your end.
Try.
If not, we're all good. So yeah, Blake, this was awesome. If folks want to get in touch with you or the Process Street, oh, there we go. If folks want to get in touch with you or the Process Street team about booking a demo or anything like that, what's the best way for them to do it?
Yeah, anyone can reach out to me at any time. I am blake.t@process.st. You can also check out our website is process.st, and our book a demo button is right there above the fold, and hit that or sign up for a free trial and check it out yourself. And we'll definitely reach out and set something up. Would love to show anyone the product deeper, dig into your specific use cases, and see how we can help.
Cool. Blake, thanks so much, man. This was great.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Thanks, Phil.
Cheers.
Cheers.